Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you joining me for the first time, my name is Tina, also known as Too Tall Tina, and we are back with another speed build in The Sims 4. And today I am building in Willow Creek on the Rindle Rose lot. It is a 20 by 15 lot, so super teeny tiny. And this is another build for my Good Bones Challenge. So for those of you who have not seen it yet, the Good Bones Challenge is where I'm going around the world in EA in The Sims, and I am rebuilding some of EA's builds because they're not great. However, I'm not changing any walls, and I'm also not changing any foundations. So, you know, the house has good bones. It's the Good Bones Challenge. And as you see, the Rindle Rose lot is already a 2-bedroom and 1-bath home. It's really cute and small, and it's got this great view of the little creek that runs through Willow Creek. It's adorable. I love it. But even better, I love the sim that I created. Like, I'm not a cast person at all. You guys know this. I build. That's what I do. I build. But I wanted to create the sims for these aspiration challenges that I've been doing. So, like, not only is this a Good Bones build, but this is also an aspiration build. And at the beginning of the video, you may have seen Mr. Alvarez. He's not a bad looking music teacher. He has the aspiration of musical genius, and obviously that comes with the trait of muser. And then I randomized the rest of his traits. So his other traits ended up being he is a bro, he is good, and then he's a cat lover. So I don't know. That's what we went with. I definitely gave him the cat items that he needed in the house. So there's, you know, a litter box in the bathroom and a cat tree in his bedroom and blah blah blah. But I love that he ended up with traits like bro and good. So he's like that music teacher. Like, people really love Mauricio. So and like, I know that I said that I would do theme songs, but I could not come up with a theme song for this guy. This is as far as I got. You go, Mauricio, uh-oh, what do you know, uh-oh. That's as far as I got. I couldn't think of anything else, but it's catchy, you know, it's alright. But as you can see, I am working on the exterior of the house. I played around so much with those roofs. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was doing in the beginning with like trying to create like the crosshatch thing in the front. It did not look good. But I do like the way that this ended up in the end. I think it works well with the rest of the neighborhood while still looking really updated compared to what it had looked like before. I mean, you guys saw in the beginning, this house is not very great. But I am just working on some of the landscaping, nothing too crazy. It does start to look quite a bit better once we get on the inside. I didn't spend a ton of time on this one because you guys know I don't have a lot of time with classes and such. And I wanted to be able to do like one really awesome build at least this month. So I, went through this one fairly quickly. I do enjoy the way his living room turned out and the way that his music room turned out. However, I wanted to leave enough time so that I can start working on my next build and give myself like plenty of time ahead, like get myself ahead of schedule. Because next week's build, let me tell you, I knocked it out of the park. Now that this video is up, I'm going to start sharing some of my work in progress pictures because I love it. I want to move in tomorrow. So, stay tuned from that. If you are just joining me and you have made it this far in the video, let me tell you, you should absolutely subscribe because next week's video is going to be amazing. Anyways, so I'm just making this little patio area outside because I figured, maybe he likes to take his guitar out there and he likes to, strum on his guitar while looking over the river. He's not married, so, maybe this is how he attracts women. He just sits out there on his, chairs and such. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyways, so with the musical genius aspiration, you do need like 75 hours played of a musical instrument, and you have to like sell music and they have to do well, and then you also have to mentor someone in The Sims for like 3 hours. So even though I know like music teacher doesn't exist truly in The Sims, that's kind of how I pictured him. I pictured that he would be a mentor in the neighborhood, like students would come to his house to learn how to play piano or learn how to play guitar. And that's, that's how I kind of set it up in my head. So there's space in his living room where I imagine that's where he teaches like lower level students, and then he has an entire music room with lots of really amazing stuff in it, and that's where I imagine he taught his higher level students. While also recording his own music and, doing all the other things he needs to do for his aspiration. Anyway, so I am just working on the kitchen here. Nothing special, just a cute little kitchen, just the things that Mr. Alvarez needs. I did go with base game cabinets and base game appliances, and I did try to keep the packs that I used very limited. So, I mean, I did use cats and dogs because obviously he has a cat, and then I used the windows from Strangerville and the keyboard from City Living, but I know I have like a habit of just like throwing everything into a build, and then I go to upload it to the gallery and I'm like, oh my goodness, I used every single pack, oh my god. So I tried to keep it a little bit more limited, and I did go with more of like a red color scheme. I don't know. Words are really difficult for me right now. But like more warm tones. So the oranges and the reds and stuff, really it stemmed from like those tiles in the kitchen where it's like the diamonds with the red and the blue and the green, and I couldn't figure out exactly which color I wanted to play off of, but I always see it and I'm like, this tile isn't that bad. I should really try to use it more. And then I did, and then I struggled, so, I did it to myself. But I'm just getting everything sorted out in his living room. I threw down some really comfy chairs and stuff from Cats and Dogs, because I figured he probably curls over there with the book, or, I put a guitar next to one of the chairs, so he probably sits there when he is teaching somebody guitar. And now I'm working on the area underneath the windows on the opposite side. And I did some bookcases, and then I tried to figure out the best way to maybe create like a learning area for the keyboard. And I do really like the way that it turned out. I put one little tiny TV in there. I don't figure he watches a ton of TV, at least not out in his living room. I figure that's mainly for teaching. So he spends most of the time in his living room when he is mentoring students. I did try out a couple different things when it came to the electric keyboard. I've seen some people where they've like turned something around so that when they place the keyboard, they can make it look like one of the like stand-up pianos, like instead of a grand piano or a keyboard, it's like, you know what I'm talking about, people. I know you do. But I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't make it work. So I did just leave the keyboard there, but I did also place one of the grand pianos in his music room, which was the second bedroom. And then I start to, clutter things up, which I love to do. I really like the way that his kitchen turned out. I did give him a pot rack, and then the rack with the hanging like spoons and ladles and such. I believe that came from Dine Out. And then I know they don't leave slots on it to use it as a shelf, but I used it as a shelf. So I put like spices and stuff on it. I thought it turned out really cute, but we're not there yet. You will see. Right now I'm just cluttering up the top of the bookcases for Mr. Alvarez's study area where he teaches his students how to play the keyboard. And I really loved it. I did use the tool mod on one item in here, which was the book that has like a pen in it and it's open. And even though I've turned it and now like the book looks, or the pen looks like it's floating in midair, I felt like it looked like, you know, a music book laid open on a shelf, like that's what they were reading to play the music. I don't know. I'm really not good at music. It's like one of my greatest fails in life is I have huge hands. Obviously, I'm too tall Tina. I have huge everything. But literally, like, I could span like 6 or 7 keys on a piano because my hands are so big. But I can't play any. I have like 0 musical talent whatsoever. Like, I can like fake sing, not good sing. I'm like the nasaliest singer ever. I'm the nasaliest talker ever, but I am a really nasally singer. I can't play any instruments whatsoever. It's like there was like a study done on how people anticipate a beat. And so, you know, people will anticipate like this is when the beat is coming up, while people who are not great with music, they don't anticipate the beat, they react to a beat. And then there was an article about a bird who could anticipate the beat instead of reacting to it, and I'm like, great. So there's just birds out there who are better at music than I am. But anyways, so there I go with these spices on top of the little shelf thing like I was talking about. I thought it turned out super cute. I definitely did the styling of his house a little bit more traditional, very classic, but not too fancy is how I feel. You'll have to let me know. But here I am. You can see the book is now over the top of the... Is the book over the top? I don't know. You guys know I can't actually see what's going on. But we are about to start working on the bedroom, and I so apologize for his bedroom. I was not inspired by it whatsoever. So it's very simple, you know, it's got a rug and a bed and some nightstands. I did put a TV on top of the dresser. So I imagine like this is kind of like his comfy place. This is where he can bro out, you know? I did put a desk in here as well with a computer, as well as like a corkboard. I imagine that this is where he sits when he is like scheduling all of his appointments for mentoring, you know, musical teaching and all that fun stuff. And also where he sort of keeps track of, you know, his licensed songs and all of that fun stuff. And I just gave him, you know, not a lot in this bedroom is going on, and I apologize for that. I was really trying to keep things very limited instead of using a million packs. And I feel like that's where I failed because I'm not good with using limited packs, which is crazy. But so I started going through all the artwork, and I found as many musically inspired art pieces as I could, and I'm a little upset that we have so many like jazz paintings. Why don't we have a saxophone? I mean, why don't we have all instruments? Period. Like, I'd really like a band pack. I think that would be a lot of fun to be able to make like garage bands, or like, I don't know, be able to build like a nightclub that's like a smooth jazz nightclub. I think that'd be really funny and a lot of fun to build. It'd be really cool. But anyways, so that is how quickly we moved on from the bedroom. We were like, done. This is done. Don't care. Because this room is definitely the most important room. This is his music room. And I did already put a grand piano in here, and then I had a lot of fun with all of the signs and stuff. So I imagine like one corner is where he records some of his guitar playing, and so it's a little bit more decorated in one corner, and then he has cabinets and stuff that has everything that he needs for his musical recordings. So, you know, every time he breaks a guitar string, it's just right there in the cabinet. And then all of the guitars and violins he has collected are on display so that he can use them whenever he wants, depending on, you know, what video he needs to make or whatever. I don't know. I just thought it was really cute to have all of these on display. And I did put like a comfy chair over on one side, so maybe if he is practicing with a more advanced student, he can sit in the chair and watch them and give them pointers and such. Which I just thought was a really cool idea. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. And I definitely gave him like the whole like setup, and I put in the tripod and the camera that came from City Living. Even though I know that that's not what the camera is used for, I imagine that's what they would use it for, is for recording videos and such. But anyways, we are onto the screenshots. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Like 1 out of a billion. The score is obviously a billion because it is the best day ever. And if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, give me some comments down below, and as always, you can always subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!